You know, one of the biggest challenges people have with losing weight is sticking to something for more than about 2 or 3 weeks. So in this video, I'm going to show you some insights that I think you're going to find very interesting. We're going to show you what's really behind this and give you some great techniques so you can stick with it long term. Okay, so now, if you could read this, that's great. If you can't, I'll walk you through it. There's basically about 5 reasons why people go off the program and can't stick to it. They might get bored, so they might eat at night when there's nothing to do, or during the day or on a weekend. There's food in the fridge and they're just going to go ahead and eat it. Also, there might be stress eaters. So people tend to eat when they're stressed simply because they have to relieve a pressure in their body. So there's something build up, they have to relieve it, and certain foods can increase serotonin and relieve stress. No results. You know, there's a lot of people who get to the point where it's not working, might as well eat whatever I want because it's not working if I go on a diet, so might as well eat it and enjoy myself, right? So that's probably the number one reason I see that people have a hard time losing weight is because they don't stick with it simply because they're not seeing change. It's hard to stick with something for a period of time if you don't see results. Social gatherings, you have birthday parties and events at work, and you have go out to dinner, you have family, you have holidays. All these social things require you to eat certain foods. And then you have just straight cravings. You know, you want it. So that's really the 5 reasons why people go off the program. So there's a little bit of a cycle that they go through. They're tempted by that thing. They have a conversation in their head, you know, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? And they try to talk themselves out of it. And almost to the point when they say they can't have it, it makes them want it more. So when you restrict people, that doesn't work. And then they invent a reason why they're doing it. So that could be, well, I'll start on Monday. You got to have something, might as well enjoy yourself. Or I'll drink water to flush out the fat, the food that I'm eating, you know, like that's going to help you flush out those extra calories. Or they'll say, I'll exercise twice as hard. Or, you know, I just want it. There's no justification. They don't even think about it. What's another one? You can't be perfect all the time. So you're going to invent a reason why you do it. But mainly, people do that because they're relieving some type of stress or situation. So then we have, they eat it. They go ahead and give in and they eat it. They enjoy themselves for about 1 or 2 minutes, maybe longer, and then they kind of feel guilty about it afterwards. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then they feel bloated, and they feel tired, and their blood sugars drop, and then they gain weight. And then every time this cycle happens, they lose a little bit of their mojo. They can't initiate or do it the next time. They lose that vitality. So there's 3 main techniques that we're going to show you to get out of this trap, because it is a trap, it's a habit, and it's reactive. So we want to really bring your awareness really high so you can get out of this. So let me show you exactly the 3 steps that you need to do. Okay, so here's the 3 techniques. The first one is visualize, and this is an interesting thing because when someone's going off track and they're doing something as a reactive thing, they're not really aware sometimes what they're doing. They're doing it automatically, and this is just going to increase your awareness. So here's what you do. You actually you visualize yourself eating that piece of chocolate ice cream. Whenever you visualize the texture in the mouth, you visualize the sensation on your taste buds, the sweetness, the creaminess. You visualize the feeling that it would give you. It's going to bring you up. It's going to make you feel better. Also, you visualize what it's going to feel like about 5 minutes later. You know, let's visualize eating the whole cake, enjoying it, and then feeling bloated. So you want to take yourself through the consequences of what happens, not just the pleasure part, but really what happens the next day, where you gain 2 more pounds and how you feel. Like you feel guilty, you feel crap. So that's what you really want to do. And then you ask yourself, was that worth it? Should I do it? If you're willing to experience that, go for it. But the point is that you want to think in consequences and think what it's going to feel like after. And then you can make a judgment call. It's a great technique. So that's the first one. The second one is called Viewpoint. You know, if I'm going to a grocery store and I'm watching someone about to eat a Twinkie or something, and I'm standing there in that aisle, I'm looking at the Twinkies from one viewpoint, and that other person is looking at it from a completely different point of view. I'm looking at it from the point of view of, I know it's in there, there's no nutrients, there's a lot of chemicals, there's a lot of preservatives, there's basically it doesn't fit my definition of food, which, by the way, comes from the derivation meaning nutrients or nourishment. In other words, food has to have nutrients, and if it doesn't have nutrients, it's not really food, it's some other thing. On their viewpoint, they're looking at it from the viewpoint of how much pleasure can I get out of eating that thing because it's spongy, sweet, it has cream filling, I'm going to feel great. It probably has MSG in it, which is a flavor enhancer, or if it makes it taste better than it really is. That's what they're looking at from that viewpoint of how much pleasure I can get. So simply by changing your viewpoint of looking at food from the viewpoint of how will it build my health or tear down my health, that might help in the techniques of maybe not doing it. So it's really changing the way you're looking at something and really keeping that viewpoint of, okay, my agreement is I'm going to only eat food right now. You can get lots of pleasure from consuming health foods. You can. The sensation of looking good in your bathing suit, the sensation of maybe celery isn't the most pleasurable, but you can create different things that taste good. But the point is changing your point of view. Okay. Third one is be proactive. Ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? Well, really, when it comes down to it, all you're trying to do is you're trying to relieve pressure inside your body. There's some pressure in your body, whether it's a stress pressure or some urge or some craving that you have to fulfill. And that's a sensation you're trying to achieve. Maybe you're feeling down, maybe you're feeling stressed. So being proactive is being preventative. You're basically going to prevent that stress pressure in your body, number one, by keeping your blood sugars very, very high. Okay, so that means that eat a very big breakfast, make sure there's some protein in there, make sure that you have enough, like you don't skip breakfast. That's like the most important thing. Maybe if you have a blood sugar problem, you eat 6 meals a day, and make sure that you're eating enough so you never get hungry, because as you know, if you've ever been shopping when you're hungry or tired, you're always going to eat something that you shouldn't be eating. Next thing you can do is basically consume food that gives you the same sensation or a very similar sensation. One thing that works for me is Greek yogurt with blueberries. I mean, that's like eating ice cream. I mean, it's incredible. You can also put a banana with pecans in a blender. That's really good. I mean, if you have the Champion juicer, which has, you can make nut butters, you can put peach and banana or just frozen peaches and put those through the nut butter grinder, and it comes out the most smoothing, delicious kind of sorbet that you've ever had in your life. It's sweet, it's totally edible, you can eat it, and it'll give you lots of pleasure. Another one would be, I mean, I might be strange, but avocados, when they're freshly, they're not when they're fresh, but when they're ripe enough, there's nothing better for me than an avocado that is perfectly ripe. I'll take some salsa, I'll mix it in, I'll mix it with some mayonnaise, and it makes an incredible topping for some eggs in the morning. I just love that with some cheese. That's very satisfying to me. Another thing maybe you want to do would be maybe have some popcorn with sea salt and butter. That will give you the crunchy sensation other than eating cardboard. So those are some things that you can do, and it'll give you a similar sensation. Or just take some heavy cream, organic, and make whipped cream out of it. Put just a tad of stevia and maybe some vanilla flavoring or almond flavoring. Make sure it's natural, and then maybe put some fruit in there. I mean, these are things that you can do to be proactive, so you don't have to fall victim to the trap of craving.